Yes, yeah, and we're facing this right now. Like, this is the news of the day, and all sites. I'm for it, and I think the board's hesitation, and everybody's hesitation really is, how do we measure it? How do we keep accountable? So once we say that the school site is in charge, I want to make sure that the system in place makes sense, so that with respect to the principal, with respect to the school site council, with respect to the parent leadership, I just want to make sure that information is processed with respect to those groups, and then they can come out with one uniform message. And I think that's part of the problem right now, is that we don't have that really clear yet. But I'm going to support anything that brings us to that point. But what I need is that measure of accountability on the back end, so that we know once school has power, has local control of these things, that it's being managed appropriately. Shorter answer, yes.
When this was proposed this past spring, and it wasn't put in place, and part of it was the opposition from various measures, but primarily the union. How would you, as a board member in that position, sort of speak to the concerns that were raised, or use your position to help move a proposition like this forward?
Well, are you asking about how would I move the union, or are you asking?
Yeah,
I was just.
Either you're speaking to the union, or
yeah,
other board members who might be opposed.
Well, and this is a tough thing. When you mention giving your answer on how you would move the union, I really do believe it's a point of perspective. I want to, first of all, I believe in unions. Okay, I can't come here and say I hate unions, and that's not my bag. I believe that they signed a contract under a particular set of circumstances, and that has to be honored. But what also has to be honored is that we have teachers that aren't performing in the classroom, and we also have teachers that are fearful of the kind of a contract that they could sign if there are no guarantees. Again, those accountability measures. So there's lots of work to be done. So with the teachers, I think you need to approach them in a way that says, first of all, I respect your plight, I respect your class size challenges, and I respect your resource problems. Board, on the other side, I respect where you're coming from, but again, students out front, we all need to be respectful of our deficits, but we need to make this a plus, okay? So this is a very sensitive nerve. So I think everybody has to preach that if we come to the table with respect for both positions, knowing in the end that we have to shift this so that the kids can be better, so that we can get the necessary measures in place, we need to talk that way. So I don't know that I would say that I have a negotiation strategy for that particular piece right now, but I believe that's a big part of the strategy, is to come at it in a way that the board really hasn't so far. And I really do need them to be respectful of teachers, and I need the teachers to be respectful of the board. So we need to preach that culture. Groups like GO, groups like OCO, this is the role that they play, is to kind of mend that, and we need to be about that very much through the election season, and when we start working. And we're working right, there are board members that are doing this work right now, and we need to let them know that that is the perspective of the day.